Hey there, I'm Lance, and I've got my two kids here, and this is Love to Hate with the Kids. And today we're taking a look at Necromolds. This is from Clint Bohaty, and is a game that is fulfilling to those who backed it on Kickstarter. It is a war game, and so you're probably wondering, why on earth do I have my kids here to talk about a miniatures war game? Well, the reason for that is because in this game, you are actually going to be making your miniatures out of clay. You're going to be molding them with custom mold books that you are making your little monster miniatures out of. And there's several to choose from. You get 3 here in this starter pack that we're going to show you in this video. And that's what you actually use to battle it out with the other player. And then not only that, but you are going to be crushing your opponents, right? You get to smash them down when you defeat them. We'll show you guys what that looks like here in just a second, and then we'll come back and share our thoughts on Necromolds. Alright, so here you're going to see some gameplay footage between my son, my oldest, there on the left, and my daughter there in the orange shirt. And as you can see, they are making their armies using the different mold books that you cast, that you make your different little minions in. And in this starter set, you do have 3 different minions that you can create. You've got the big tank guy who's going to take a lot of damage and deal a lot of damage, but he's slow. And you've got your little guys that are pretty quick, but they're weak. And then you've got kind of your medium guy who can do some long-range fighting for you. And so you're going to create those monsters using the clay you have. And you only have a certain amount of clay that you can use. And each player has the same amount, but you decide what you're going to make from your clay. And the bigger guy takes more clay than the other 2, and the little guys take the least amount of clay. So you can make quite a few of those little guys and just, a few of the bigger guys, but you get to pick and choose what you want, and then you place it in your corner of the map. And you can see there that there are different little obstacles that you can place on the center of the board. Each player gets to pick one and place them wherever they want, and they're different shapes and sizes, and some of them have little doorways that you can move your guys through. Anyhow, you place your people on the board, and how this is going to work is depending on who has the fewer number of soldiers or minions on the board, they get to go first. And you're going to roll your spell casting dice, and those are the black dice that you see there on the table. And on those dice, you're going to have just a few number of symbols. You're going to have your orange attack symbols, you're going to have your green movement symbols, some purple magic symbols, and then wild stars, and the stars can be whatever symbol you want them to be. But anyhow, you roll those black dice and you place them on the different character cards that you have that represents the different types of monsters that you have on the board. And on those character cards, you're going to have spaces to place dice to move them, spaces to place dice to attack with them. You pick and choose where you want to put those dice and what you want to do with those monsters when you activate them. After you decide where you're placing your dice and which ones you're going to activate, then players are going to take turns activating each different type of monster in their army. And so you might activate the big tank guys, choosing to activate the movement dice, the attack dice, the magic dice, if there are any on there. And that's how this works. So when you move, your movement is going to be one of 3 different lengths. They're short, medium, and long. And you use the ruler that you can see my kids using here in just a little bit to decide where that movement is and how long it's going to be, using the short, medium, long sides of that ruler. And as long as you are placing it somewhere in that range of the ruler, you're free to move on that spot. Now, in a little bit after they start attacking each other, you're going to see that there are squished monsters on the board, and your movement cannot end on one of those squished monster spaces. They become places on the board where you cannot go. And so that's kind of another obstacle that you have to deal with in this game. But once you move or spin that movement dice, you can also spin the dice that you put to attack different monsters. And so the way attacking works in this game is that you can do ranged attacks if you are not touching an enemy monster with your monster. And there'll be a die value or a number of dice that you get to roll. And when you roll those orange combat dice are going to be the dice that you roll to do combat. And you're hoping to get the little bang icons, like the bullet hole icons. And if you get more of those than your opponent gets when they roll the same combat dice for defense, then they get on shields, then you win that battle and you get to squish that monster with your signet ring, as you can see that some of my kids have done here on the board. That's when you do ranged attacks. Now, when you do close combat, all you have to do is be right up next to an enemy monster. You have to be touching them with your monster, and then you're going to do a melee attack. And you might get to roll a few more dice than when you would do a ranged attack. But both players are going to roll their dice, and you're just hoping to get more bangs than your opponent is with shields. And if you succeed, then you get to squish that monster. But if you fail, or if you tie, then your monster is actually going to be the one that gets squished. Now, if there's a tie, then both players' monsters will get squished. Now, in this base set here, I do want to mention that the big guys, the tank monster guys, they do not get squished if there's a tie. That's their special ability, that they do not die when there is a tie. But anyhow, that's how this game works. Players are going to go back and forth. You do have those purple gems that you see there on the table. You can spend a number of those to get more combat dice. The way that works is if you already have, let's say, 3 combat dice that you were rolling with on this particular attack or defense, you can spend 4 purple gems to get a 4th combat die. If you have 4 dice, then you might need to spend 5 purple gems to get a 5th combat dice, so on and so forth. And that's basically how that works. That's the rules for this starter game. There are other expansions that have other monsters that you can play with, different boards or different obstacles to move through, different attack values. This game has a ton of content with it, but this right here is just the starter kit, and man, it doesn't come with a lot already, and you can really customize the different monsters that you're going to be playing with. And obviously, the way you choose to use those monsters is going to change up this game every time you play it. Anyhow, that's the rules for this one. Let me show you guys how this one ends here. Squish them. Squish all the guys real quick. No, don't squish them together.
I did.
Don't squish the colors together. All right, we're back. And now we're going to share our thoughts on Necromolds. So what did you guys think about this game?
At first, I thought we're gonna kill some guts.
Kill some guts. Okay. What about you, son?
It was great.
You really liked it? What was you guys' favorite part about this game?
Probably where some of the characters looked like things that I know.
Oh, things that you know, huh?
Yeah, like the toilet seats.
Okay. So maybe some monsters from other shows or other things you know about, huh? Mm. What was your favorite part, Locke?
Well, I really like the part where they mold.
You like molding them?
Yeah.
Yeah, there at the beginning. This game was a lot of fun just putting it together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just getting to create your monsters with your army and getting to play with the clay. That was pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something everybody can enjoy. You know what was my favorite part was getting to crush the monsters. Did you guys enjoy that?
Yeah, I loved that because I got to kill Locke's army.
You got to kill his army, huh? Yeah. Getting to wear that ring makes you feel really powerful, doesn't it?
Not really.
No?
No,
I enjoyed it. I thought it makes me feel powerful. Yeah. What did you guys think about, trying to move your guys around and be strategic and get in the right spots? Was that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you feel like it was something you could understand?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Even though I'm not even old enough for this game.
That's right. It does say ages 9 and up. Locke here, you are 9, and Anna, you're only 7, but I think we were able to do just fine with the two of them getting to play. I did have to help them out a little bit in understanding what each spot on the cards does when you put a die there and how that moves your character or attacks and just how far you can move or attack. A little bit of guidance there, but I think they got the hang of it pretty quickly and understood the objective and what they were trying to do. You guys also seem to pick up real quick on that you could pay those gems to get more dice, right? And that would help you to better your odds in getting the things you needed, right, Locke?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were doing that quite a bit, wanting to pay your gems to get more dice, right?
I was beating Locke until he won.
Yeah, and that's the thing. In this game, the tide can turn real quickly. If you put your guys in a good position or if you get a good dice roll, things can turn pretty quickly. And so there's a lot of excitement with this game. And even, or at least for me, I don't know about you guys, but even when you lose, it's still kind of cool to get to see that monster getting squished on the table and his flattened body is just kind of smushed there on the board. I thought that was kind of cool to see.
Not cool to me.
Not cool to you? Oh, well.
Not cool to see.
That's cool to me.
Not,
Was it? Okay.
not cool
I said
to see.
it was.
It was cool. Okay. All right.
Not cool to lose.
Not cool to lose. Well, that is true. That is true. But, you know what, guys? This is only the starter set here, and there are not hundreds, but there are lots of other monsters out there that we could get and we could create. And we could even use different colors of clay and make different colors of monsters. In fact, you can even paint the monsters if you wanted to. See that right there? It says paint them if you wanted to.
I want to paint one.
You wanted to paint one? She likes to paint. She's an artist. Wouldn't it be cool to get to try out all the different monsters? See what they look like and what they can do?
Yeah.
Yeah, how many dice they can roll?
The big ones look like chickens.
They kind of do, don't they? Chicken nuggets, huh? Yeah. Well, anyhow, so you guys really seem to enjoy this once you got the hang of it, and you could really start to, crush your opponent, literally crush your opponent. Seemed like you guys were having a good time with it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so what do you guys think? How many thumbs up do you give this game? 1, 2?
Infinity.
Infinity thumbs. What about you, Locke?
7.
7 thumbs up. Wow, that's a lot of thumbs. Wow. You don't even have 7 thumbs. How are you going to give 7 thumbs up? You're going to give more fingers, huh?
Infinity is...
All right. That's more than 7. That's true. You don't have an infinite amount of thumbs. You only got 2, and then you got your big toes. So, but anyhow, that's enough of that. So that's our thoughts. That's the Kidz of Love to Hate's thoughts on Necromolds. Go ahead, check it out on BGG. I put the link down below, and you can find out how to get your own copy of this game. I'm Lance. These are my kids, and we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.